Unit number 2, geometric modeling.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Can you tell me anything problem with if it is there in regarding the first unit? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Any problem regarding the first unit?
Geometric tolerance, dimensional tolerance.
No, no. I am talking about any problems are there regarding unit number 1. We have
Yes, sir.
discussed almost 10 to 12 classes.
No, sir.
Okay, so in first unit actually it was regarding the overview of actually CAD. Okay, what is CAD is about? Hello,
Yes, sir.
yeah, your first unit was regarding the CAD. Actually, if you see the uh, first unit thoroughly, it was about overview of CAD. What is CAD about? What we can do with the CAD? Okay, what are the things you have to know about the CAD? All these things were actually we have discussed in the first unit. Okay, but we have not started actual what I say the CAD. What is CAD is? Okay, so in from second unit onwards, actually we will be able to know what is a CAD is. So we'll be starting from just starting from a point, and then we'll move to the hints coming from point to a line, line to the curves. Actually, line is itself a curve. Then to the surfaces, the different types of curves, surfaces, solids. All these things would be done after uh, this. Okay, so actually it was an overview of what the CAD can be used, how can be used, what are the different things. So it was an overview, and it was a totally theoretical approach in the first unit. So you find not a single numerical, not a single formula was used in your first unit. Okay, but that is not the case now with the second unit. Now we'll be going very slowly, and then lot of imaginations would be required, lot of mathematics would be involved in this. So you have to be very careful while learning this chapter or unit. This unit will give you the good marks also, because if you understand, that is very easy. Otherwise it's very difficult to understand the things. Okay, if you understood, then it's very easy. If you don't understood, then it will be a bit difficult. So don't miss the classes now. Okay, so it will be a totally mathematical approach starting from the scratch. But before starting the unit, before starting the unit, I would suggest there would be a online test on your unit number 1. So, what would be the preferable time for the class test? It will be half an hour. Online test would be there. I would only like to know what would be the good time for you people on Saturday. Only half an hour will be required, not more than that. Hello? Hello? What would be the good timing?
Yes, sir.
What would be the good time for the online test? That is to be scheduled on Saturday. It will be for half an hour, not more than that. 10 o'clock will be okay for you? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Anand, Gule.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll final the timing as uh, 10 o'clock on Saturday. Okay, and we'll start now.
Night
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
रात्रि है ना सर.
Sir, on Saturday, Ganpatis are there, na, so it won't be possible for 10 a.m. na,
What is the problem?
for many people. Ganpatis are there, na, sir, on Saturday.
Yeah, half an hour is required. Yeah.
Sir,
Yes.
Sir, in afternoon session we can have that, na, but
Okay, that's what actually I was asking that you people to give a good timing, because if you see that timings, there will be a problem for some people in the morning, some people in the afternoon, some people in the evening. Always would be there. So one has to fix to the timing. Okay, please give from your end what would be the good time for that. We will fix with that, because it is very difficult to get the timing from all the students. That will be actually what we say a good time for all. Very difficult. So one has to stick to some particular time. In the afternoon,
Monday.
Monday actually we will have the class, na. Actually, we were scheduled to have the class last Saturday only, but we could not finish the last part of our unit. So actually, I postponed it to this Saturday. So as usual, whenever the unit would be finished, at that time next coming Saturday would be your unit test. Okay, on that particular unit. That should be the rule of this SMT. Okay, the week in which your second unit will be finished, then on that particular coming Saturday would be your online test would be there for 10 marks, not more than that. It will be easy, but you have to do the things.
okay, sir.
Okay, so in the afternoon, 3 o'clock should be there. Sagar?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes. Okay, fine. Would put the 3 o'clock would be the good timing. So we fix the timing for unit test on Saturday, scheduled at 3 o'clock. It will be only for half an hour. Even you will not require half an hour to finish it off. If you have learned, if you have gone through your first unit, that 64 slides which I have given to you, that would be enough for you to answer the questions. Okay, so I think I should start discussing right now about the second unit. Is it okay? Okay. The geometric modeling. So how to start the geometric modeling? So we will be actually this unit actually comprise the three parts actually: curves, surfaces, and reverse engineering. So these are three different actually parts. Okay, so we'll be starting from the curves, then we'll go to the surface, and then you'll see what is reverse engineering. Is it okay? Okay, so curves of methods of defining a point. To provide designer with the proper flexibility to generate geometric models, a point in a space can be represented in different ways, which depends on coordinate system used for the definition of a point. Okay, so we have three different coordinate systems: Cartesian, cylindrical, or spherical coordinate system. So Cartesian system is also called as a rectangular coordinate systems. Okay, so these are the three different coordinate systems. Now accordingly, so you'll find that Cartesian or rectangular coordinate systems is represented by x, y, z. Okay, the cylindrical is represented or inputs are given in the form of r, theta, and z. R is radius, theta is the angle, and z is the height. And in spherical, it is theta, phi, and z. Okay. I hope have learned this before. Coordinate systems. Hello. Hello. Students.
Yes, sir.
Cylindrical and spherical coordinate system, you know. Okay, we'll go one by one. That's not an issue. We'll find Cartesian coordinate system. It is also called as a rectangular coordinate system. Okay, inputs would be in the forms of x, y, and z. So in Cartesian coordinate system, a point is located by the intersection of the following three surfaces. Okay. Now a plane, you can find a plane parallel to YZ plane. YZ plane is here. Okay, so a plane parallel to the YZ plane. Okay, now intersection of YZ plane, that is nothing but the x-axis. Okay, normal to the x-axis, or it will be along the x-axis. Okay, that means YZ plane can move along the x-axis. Are you able to visualize it? This is the YZ plane. Okay, it can move along the x-axis. Is it okay? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now a plane parallel to XZ plane. X and Z is here. Okay, you'll find X is this side and Z is from this side. So indicating this is XZ plane and it will move in Y direction. Okay. Similarly, a plane parallel to the XY plane. XY plane is here. X and Y. This is the plane at the base. We'll find this XY plane, and then Z is measured perpendicular to it along this direction. This is Z direction. Okay, so if you see in the graphics like that, you'll find here YZ plane will be your front view, ZX plane would be your side view, and XY plane would be your top view. Okay, now if you consider any point, suppose this is what a cube is shown, and you'll find at this intersection its coordinate is x, y, z. Okay, what is the meaning of it? Can anybody tell me what is the meaning of, suppose at this particular corner, you can see this corner, if it is x point, suppose point P is there, and it's we have written in 3 dimension. If it is a 2 dimension, we consider only xy plane, and then it becomes x and y as an input. Now if it is 3D plane, 3-dimensional entity, then we have the 3D planes. Okay, so when you have 3D planes, what is if you consider a point P, it is suppose at this particular corner. So we can see its coordinates are x, y, and z respectively. What is the meaning of it? Can anybody tell me what is the meaning of it? What is the meaning of this? A point P is located at this corner. Its coordinates are x, y, and z. What is the meaning of it? Or you can say, for an example, its coordinates are 3, 4, and 5 as an input. Or it is the coordinate of point P is 3, 4, and 5 respectively. Then what is the meaning of it? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning? Are you able to tell me? Shall I tell? What is the meaning of it?
नाही माहित सर.
You don't know. Okay. If that is the case, then I have to tell you there is another option to it. So the coordinate, suppose if you consider okay this as a cube and its coordinate is, for example, we take at P is 3, 4, 5 for an example. Okay. What is the meaning? Its meaning is this point P is 3 units. Okay. Towards x-axis, okay, by 3 units. Is it okay? Is it okay? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Speak in Marathi.
Speaking Marathi. What we are going to do with the speaking in Marathi here? If a coordinate of point P, we assume this is the corner on this cube, there is a point P. Okay, we assume, okay, its coordinates are 3, 4 and 5 respectively. Just like inputs are there, x, y, z, we will answer that this is 3, 4, 5 respectively. Okay, we'll assume that it is 3, 4, 5 respectively. Now what is the meaning? If x is 3, that means its the distance of this point along x direction from the origin is 3. If this is y is 4, what is the meaning? Distance of point P, okay, along the y direction here, along this y direction is 4. Okay, and if the value of z is 5, that means this point P is along the z, it is will be 5 units from the origin in the z direction. Okay, as it is a cube here shown, that means its value must be same. Suppose you take it as 1 unit as a dimension of a cube, then P would be, what would be the P? Coordinate of the P would be, if you consider it is a cube of unit length. Suppose it is a 1 centimeter. Okay, if it is a 1 centimeter, then it is a cube of 1 centimeter. What would be the coordinates at this particular corner? Okay, students, you have to speak. Hello.
Yes, sir.
What would be the coordinates at this particular point? If you see that, consider this cube, it is a cube made up of 1 unit length, height and width. Okay, then what would be the coordinate of at this point P, which is shown here?
1, 1, 1.
Yes, it would be exactly 1, 1, 1. Correct. That's good. So it will be 1 unit from the x-axis, along the x-axis, 1 unit along the y-axis, 1 unit along the z-axis. Now I will move this point. I will consider, instead of this point, we will consider this point as an for the reference. So what would be its coordinate? This one. Exactly this one. Hello. This one.
0, 1, 1.
This corner. 0, 1, 1. Exactly. This will be 0, 1, 1. This point will be. This point would be What would be this point? X is 0, Y is 0, only Z would be 1. So it will be 0, 0, 1,
0, 0,
correct?
1.
Yes, exactly. This corner would be, X is 1,
1 0
Y
1.
is, yeah, Y is 0 and Z is 1, correct? So this will be 1, 0, 1. Okay. This would be, bottom would be, X is 1 unit, okay, Y is 0 and Z is also 0. So it will be 1, 0, 0. Likewise, here X axis is 1, Y axis is also 1, but Z is 0. So this would be 1, 1, 0. Correct?
मराठी सांगा
मराठी मी नाही सांगणार मला.
सांगा थोडं थोडं.
हा?
सर समजलं पाहिजे ना
अरे पण मी त्याच्यात चुकीचं त्याच्यात न समजण्यासारखं काय आहे रे? तुम्हाला फक्त विचारले याचे कोऑर्डिनेट्स किती कोणते? Please try to actually understand in English only. That will be helpful for you people also and for me also. Because if you try to only if I speak in Marathi also, you will understand. But that will create a problem you too in the future. So please try to understand. If not, then you can ask me once again. I will explain you once again. That's not an issue. But try to understand the things. If you have not understood any point, then you can raise the question and then again I will explain. But don't force me to speak in Marathi. That is not good for me and that is not good for you people also. I hope you have understood the what is Cartesian coordinate system or rectangular coordinate system, or indirectly how a point can be represented using this coordinate system. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now, second coordinate system. Actually, this is may not be in your syllabus or this will be required afterwards. Okay. So you should know what is this about. In very simple manner, I will try to explain you. It is very simple as that of Cartesian system. So in Cartesian system, you might have seen that it is just a distance from the origin. So x, y, z, whatever the coordinates of a point means, indirectly it is a distance from the origin. Distance along x direction. Y means distance of a point from origin in y direction, and indirectly z represents distance of a point from the origin. Origin will be the intersection of all your axes. Okay, so x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. These two axes, x, x-axis and z-axis will comprise x-z plane. X and y will form xy plane. Y-z will form YZ plane. Its intersection would be start from the 0, 0. This is at the origin. So actually the coordinate of any point, so if you see, take any point on the this cube, we'll find we can locate it by the its coordinate. Now suppose you take exactly here at the center of this face. Okay, so what would be its coordinate? You consider exactly the front face. The coordinate, what would be the coordinate of the point? If it located exactly on this edge, center of this edge, what would be its coordinate? If you give me the answer, then I will assume that you have understood what we are talking about. So whatever the this black like structure, that is the point. If you assume it is a point, then please tell me what is its coordinates would be. It is exactly at the center of that particular edge.
0, 0, 0.
0, 0, 0. So
Point
this is
five
at the,
one one.
so if you see the this is the front face of the front edge and front face, correct? It is front face. That means its distance from the along the x-axis is 1, correct? Hello. If you assume the size of the cube is 1 centimeter, then along the along this x-axis is the distance is 1, correct? So x coordinate would be 1. Along y it is half of the this one. So total is 1. It is half. So this would be 0.5. Okay. Now z will find it is at the top face. This is at the top face, indicating that hello.
Yes, sir.
Screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So the coordinate of this point will be x is 1 because its distance from the this origin will take 1 unit in y direction. That means from this to this, from origin if you see the parallelly it is 0.5 and along the z direction it is 1. So it would be 1.5. 1 would be its coordinates. Okay. Now if you see cylindrical coordinate system, so a point can be represented in a space by using cylindrical coordinate system. Input here it is r, that is radius, theta, that is angle, and z again it is the distance along the z direction. So if you see here, it is r, theta, z is the input. R stands for radius of the cylinder. Is it okay? Hello. This is r. Now this is the point P. You find r is the radius.
Yes, sir.
Is it okay? Hello. Now you can see the
Yes, sir.
sphere is there. Okay, it is x, y, and z axis only. Now we are representing. That is for your understanding. Now we are, instead of using x, y, z coordinate, now it is showing that it is r, theta, z. Okay, so this point is expressed in terms of r, theta, z. We can express in x, y, z also. We can find this is x unit towards x direction, y unit in the y direction, and z unit in z direction. But in some cases, some application, we are using cylindrical coordinate system. Why it is so, we will see it afterwards. But only you should know that a single point can be represented in rectangular or your Cartesian coordinate. Same point can be represented in cylindrical coordinate system. Same point can be represented in spherical coordinate system. Only you should know what is cylindrical coordinate system. So we specify that point in a space with the 3 dimension. One is r means radius. Okay, theta is, now this is theta. Can you see the theta here? So theta is here indicating what is theta? It angle from the x-axis. It is measured from the x-axis. How much angle it makes from the x-axis, that will be your theta, and z would be its height. Okay, z would be its height along the z-axis. So any point can be represented in terms of r, theta, and z in cylindrical coordinate system. Similarly, a point can be represented in a space using spherical coordinate system, that is r, theta, and phi. So what is r? Again, it is r is the radius of the sphere. Theta is we'll find now theta is angle made by that point P with respect to z axis. Okay, and phi is here, angle made by the that point along the from the x-axis. This is the phi, this is the theta here, and r is the radius. From radius will be measured from the center of the sphere, that is here origin to here. This would be its r, radius of the sphere. Then angle, this angle. Actually, this spherical coordinate system, cylindrical coordinate system, it is not in your syllabus directly. Okay, so it is just an idea for you. So don't get confused, or don't afraid that I will be teaching something very difficult to you understand. It's very simple. If you have any problem, then you can ask me. But only thing I am expecting here, that at least you should be thorough with the Cartesian coordinate system. You should understand what is Cartesian coordinate system. They can slowly go for the cylindrical coordinate system and spherical coordinate system. These two, cylindrical coordinate system and spherical coordinate system, it is not in your syllabus. Is it okay? But for an information, because this would be required in the latter part. So just for your understanding, because for understanding some concepts, this would be required. So you should know beforehand what is this coordinate systems are. Is it okay? Hello?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay. Okay, fine. Now, you understood how the point is defined in the CAD or in the geometry? Okay, so either it is in the form of Cartesian coordinate system, or the cylindrical coordinate system, or spherical coordinate system. Assume you are using only Cartesian coordinate system. That means a point in a space can be represented in Cartesian coordinate system as x, y, z. X represents its distance along x-axis from the origin. Y represents its distance of that particular point along y, okay, along the y-axis, and z represents its distance from the origin in the z direction. That is your Cartesian coordinate system. Now we have to define how the line and circle can be defined. So how what is a line is? Can you define a line? What is a line? So that must be the first question you might have learned in the mathematics in 11th or 12th. What is a line is? And in your high school also you might have learned what is line is and how you define a line. Hello?
Like a segment.
Yes, sir.
Okay, line is a segment. Actually, line is the shortest distance between the 2 points. Okay, what is the line is? Line is a shortest distance between the 2 points. Okay, that is called as a line. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, when I say it is the shortest distance between the 2 points, that means we can say that 2 points will give you the length of a line. Is it correct? Distance between 2 points will give the length of a line. Hello? Hello? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll assume that one point is at the origin. Okay. What is the coordinates of the origin?
0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
Exactly. The coordinates of the origin is 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now I will say its length is, so not length, another point is on x-axis. Okay, it is at the unit 5 from the origin. Okay, then what would be the coordinate of the second point? It is on the x-axis and it is 5 units from the origin. So what would be the point B? Would be coordinates of point B would be hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. One point is
Yes, sir.
at one point it has origin. We consider okay point number A at the origin. Okay. Point B is on x-axis. It is 5 units from the origin. So what would be its coordinate?
0, 5.
0, 5. No, because it is on the x-axis. Correct. Hello.
Yes, sir.
It is
500.
It is on the x-axis. That means its x unit would be 5. It is 0 unit from the along the y-axis. So y would be 0 and z would be also 0. So it will be 5, 0, 0. Correct? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Correct, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. Then what will
Yes, sir.
be length? What would be its length of the line would be?
5 unit.
5 units. Actually, what we do? X2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, and z2 minus z1. Correct, na? Distance formula back to square and then to the under root. But here we find the length. So we are not interested in distance formula. Here only we can say that it will be 5 units. Okay, length of that line will be 5 units. Okay. Okay, that is. I hope you understood what I am talking about. How to represent a line. Okay. So what is the equation of a line is?
Y is equal to mx plus c.
Okay, y equals to mx plus c. That's good. That is called as analytical equation of a line. Correct. Okay. What is y equals to mx plus c? Okay. Now y equals to mx plus c. What is y in that? Y intercept.
Y-intercept.
No, y. Okay. We have to find out the coordinates of y. Correct. Okay. What is m? M is slope.
Slope.
What is slope is? What you understand slope? Okay, that is correct. M is stands for slope. What is slope means what? What do you understand by the word slope? Hello?
Y by x.
Dy by dx, change in distance. Okay, that means your is a distance from the origin in y direction, and its distance from that is y, and x is distance from x-axis. Correct? Hello? Correct?
Yes, sir.
So that is y by x. So that is your slope. Can you tell me in terms of this geometries? It is nothing but tan theta, correct? Do you know that? Slope is nothing but tan theta.
Yes,
Okay, so it will be opposite upon. Hello? Slope is nothing but y by x. Y is distance from the distance of that particular point from x-axis. That means in the direction of y. And the y is nothing but its distance from that x is nothing but along the x-axis, so dy by dx or y by x, nothing that opposite upon adjacent, that is nothing but your tan theta, correct? So I hope you are understanding what I'm talking about. This is what you are learning maybe in 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th standard. I don't know what in which class you have studied this, but I am expecting that you are understanding. Okay, I'm only interested that you know what is the equation of a line is y equals to mx plus c, and then what is the equation of a circle? Hello, what is the equation of a circle would be?
X square plus y square equal to c square.
Okay, x square plus y square equal to c square. Sometimes x square plus y square equal to a square. Sometimes you write x square plus y square equal to r square. Okay, different literatures are there, different constants are there. But whether it is c or whether it is a or whether it is r, actually it is nothing but the radius of a circle, correct? Isn't it? A, C, R, whatever it is there, it is nothing but the radius of a circle. So it is A and B. What is A and B are, or what is X and Y are? What is X and what is Y? X stands for what and Y stands for what? Okay, you know that. Okay, we'll discuss it later on. So that is called the analytical curve. Okay, so analytic curve. So we will find that there are two types of curves. One is analytical curves, and second one are synthetic curves. Okay, what are analytical curves? Analytical curves are defined as those that can be described by analytic equations such as lines, circles, and conics. Conic stands for your parabola, hyperbola, and ellipse. Okay, I hope you know their formulas. Okay, we'll go. Now, what is synthetic curve? This is a new thing we are going to learn in this particular subject, that is synthetic curves. So these are the ones that are described by set of data points, or we call it as a control points, such as splines and Bezier curves. So you don't know this, what is this, but you should know only, okay, these are set of data points. That is enough for today to know what is synthetic curves. Now, what is analytical curves? That are described by analytic equation. Analytic equation means the equations what you already know. That means for line it is y equals to mx plus c. For circle it will be x square plus y square equals to a square or r square, and then your conics. That is nothing but your equation of ellipse, equation of parabola, equation of hyperbolas. Okay, so you'll find that this analytical curves are also used in CAD systems, CAD/CAM systems. It is lines, circles, ellipse, parabolas, and hyperbolas. Now we'll see what are the curves. Before that, okay. Now types of curves equations. We have to learn this also. Have you understood what is this? This slide you understood, or anything you want to ask me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
No questions? काही क्वेश्चन असेल तर विचारा रे. No. Okay, ठीक आहे. Now another we'll go to the another slide. Sorry. Okay. Now types of curve equations. Okay, that is not the case. Okay. So implicit form. So we will find the equation can be of three types. One is implicit form, second one is explicit form, and third is parametric form. Now you have to only know what is this implicit form is, explicit form is and what is parametric form. This three names you should know. Okay, what is the use, why we are not using it, that is not in your syllabus, or that should not be the problem for you. Okay, I will try to tell you the thing something, but only you should know what it is means. Okay, we'll find implicit form x square plus y square equals to r square. In that case, z is 0. Can you tell me what is the equation is about? What is that equation? This is the equation of what?
Circle.
Circle, exactly. This is x square plus y square equals to r square, and z is 0 because circle is a two-dimensional entity, so z will be 0. Okay. Now we'll find this is called as implicit form. That means circle, that is coordinate system, will be two-dimensional. There will be no z, so only xy plane will be there. So x square plus y square equals to r square. Okay. Now if I say value of r square is 25. Okay, value of r square is 25. Then what would be the value of x and y would be?
3 and 4.
Hello? Yes,
3 and 4.
3 and 4. No, you don't have to use the Pythagoras theorem. That is not the case.
1 and 5.
Yes. Yes, please. So what is a circle? If you draw a circle now, it is here. You consider, no, I cannot draw anywhere. Now you assume that you have the vertical line called as the y-axis, horizontal line like this as a x-axis. Okay, origin would be at 0, 0. Okay, what is the r square means what? R stands for, hello?
Radius.
Radius. Okay, if it is radius square is 25, what would be its radius would be? What will be its radius? 5, very simple. Its radius would be 5. Okay, now imagine that you are drawing a circle. Okay, you are drawing a circle of radius 5. Correct? Starting from the origin. Correct? Okay, you are using the compass. Okay, so your the leg of the compass, one leg of the compass would be at 0, correct? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So what would be the another along the x-axis? What would be the value of x coordinate would be?
5.
5. And what would be the value of y coordinate? So on x-axis would be 5, 0, and y-axis would be 0, 5, correct? Hello? So it will cut, just I'm asking,
Yes, sir.
where it will intersect the x-axis and y-axis. Now you have drawn a circle on a paper having the 0, 0 center of the circle as 0, 0, radius as 5. Okay, it will intersect 4 axes: positive y-axis, negative y-axis, positive x-axis, and negative x-axis. So can you tell me what would be the coordinates on the x-axis? Point of intersection of a circle on x-axis? Hello? What would be the coordinate of a circle which will intersect x-axis?
5.
5, 0. 5 unit in along the x-axis 0 unit along y-axis. Correct. Now, what would be
Yes,
the
sir.
coordinate of y-axis?
0, 5.
0, 5. That is correct. Then what would be the intersection point on negative x-axis? Negative x-axis.
Minus 5, 0.
X minus 5, 0 exactly, and and negative y-axis
0 minus
0 and minus 5. That means 0 distance along the x, 0 uh, 0 distance in x direction and minus 5 in the y direction. Correct. So that is nothing but your the meaning here, x square plus y square equals to r square. That means if you want, if you define any point on a circle, so if you add its x square plus y square, that will give you the r. So what is r? R stands for radius. That means it is a distance from the origin. Correct. So x square plus y square, if we add the x coordinate, square of the x coordinate and square of the y coordinate, you will get r square. Correct. Now, when we say that we have taken first point, intersection at y axis, sorry, x axis, unit was 5, 0. That means x square is 5 square 25 plus y is 0, it will 25. Correct. On y second, we have taken x as 0, y as 5. So 0 plus 5 square, again 25. That means radius indicates distance of a circle or a distance of a point on a circle, anywhere on a circle, it will be always 25. So it will be always 5. So actually, how would we get this point? That means its coordinate, whatever the coordinate would be there on a circle, its x square and the coordinate y coordinate square, that will give you the its distance from the center. Are you getting me? So this is implicit form, x square plus y square equals to r square. Now same thing we'll find, we write here yx, what is the meaning of yx? Y is a function of x, means y depends on x. Okay, equals to, we'll find same formula is written, plus or minus r square minus x square. Hello.
Yes,
Whether
sir.
this first form, implicit form and explicit form, whether it is same or different. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Whether this first formula, x square plus y square equals to r square, and y of x equals to plus or minus r square minus x square understood, whether it is same formula or different.
Same.
Same formula, only we are written in terms of y. Correct. Y square, so it will be actually y square equals to r square minus x square, then y will be equals to root of r square minus x square. So this is, we call it explicit form. That means one variable. Now these are two variables. Correct. Here two variables are on the same side. We are writing this in terms of constant. What in explicit form, what we are writing? We are writing one variable in terms of another variable. Are you writing? So we are writing y in terms of x, or it can be written as x of y also. X will be equals to plus or minus r square minus y square. That is also correct. That means one variable we are writing in terms of another variable, that is called as explicit form. Is it okay? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and parametric form, now this is a new thing to you. So this is again x of theta is r cos of theta, y theta would be r sin of theta. So instead of this x and y, we will be writing in terms of angles. Okay, r stands for radius and this stands for its distance from the x-axis. Theta is angle measured from the x-axis. Okay, so we consider a circle, take any point, so it will make some angle like this. It will make some angle with respect to x-axis. You have to measure that theta, and that theta would be that will give the distance x actually. Okay, and then y will get by putting r into sine of theta, will get y distance. Z will be 0 because we are talking about a circle. So in CAD we will be using the parametric form only. So neither we will use implicit form, neither we will use explicit form. But if you see that we will be writing the parametric form in the CAD. So we will not use first formula, we will not use the second formula, we will use this third formula of a circle. Okay, this is how the circle will be represented. Now how it comes, actually we will discuss in the next class. Okay, so we will discuss this and then we'll finish it off. Okay, so we'll find two types of curves are there. Analytical curves is parametric and non-parametric representation. So I think these are your analytical curves. These are the equation of a circle y equals to mx plus c. Here it is written x square plus a square plus y square upon a square equals to 1. That means indirectly x square plus y square will be equals to a square. Correct? So ellipse is here. It has x interception point. B is nothing but the y interception point, that equals to 1. Hyperbola is x square upon a square minus y square upon b square equals to 1. And parabola is y square equals to 4ax. That means y can be represented in terms of this. So these are called as analytical curves. That means ellipse can be represented by this equation. Hyperbola can be drawn by considering the values of x and y. Parabola can be done with the help of this equation. Equation of a circle is represented by this equation. Line is represented by y equals to mx plus c. This is called as analytical curves, or curves which can be represented by a specific formula. They are called as analytical curves. Is it okay? Hello?
Yes, sir.
A curve which can be expressed in terms of a formula, they are called as which curves? Hello? A
Analytical
curve,
curves.
yes, they are called analytical curves. The curves which are expressed in terms of the mathematical formulas, they are called as analytical curves. So in your up to the 12th standard or maybe in your first year, you have learned all these lines, circle, ellipse, hyperbola, parabola, all these equations you have learned. So these are the equations. They are represented by the equations. So they are called as analytical curves. Okay. Now all these curves you find this which coordinate system they are using here. All these 5 equations are actually they are represented. All these equations are represented with one coordinate system, which is that
Cartesian.
yes, it is Cartesian coordinate system. So when you go in latter part, you find that instead of Cartesian coordinate system, many times you will find we will be using the cylindrical coordinate system or maybe spherical coordinate system. So generally in robotics, have you heard the word robots? Hello? You know the robots, no?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Yeah, these robots uses this types of coordinate system majorly. spherical coordinate system and cylindrical coordinate system. Majorly this would be used by the in the robotics. Okay, so if you wish to learn the robotics, you should be very familiar with these coordinate systems: Cartesian coordinate system, cylindrical coordinate system, and spherical coordinate system, because we have same in a space can be changed from one coordinate system to another coordinate system. It is required, so you should know the basics of this. Okay, now what is this talking non-parametric representation? Okay, we'll see why this is not used afterwards. Okay, what is parametric and all these things, I think we'll discuss in the next